Good morning. Oh man, it's nice outside. It is hot. It is humid. That just means we're in Orlando, baby. Good morning to you guys. I am Trooper Steve, your traffic safety expert at WKMG News 6. Among anything else they need me to do, we're live inside of Results 1 right now on a Thursday, 10:02. I love it. I love it. Sue says good morning. Good morning, girl. That is, so if you guys might see comments from Sue quite often on Facebook and Instagram. Sue is my #1 fan out of the state of Florida. She lives in Canada, always chiming in with the News 6 talent. We love you, Sue. Susan Hurd from Nova Scotia, Canada. So we are live right now, driving around. Obviously, I'm at a stop here at 4th Street and Orange Avenue, unincorporated portions of Orange County, meaning Taft is not a city, it is a community. They have community centers, they have a commissioner and things like that. However, they're not a full-fledged municipality. Let's think of other areas that we have like that. Bithlo, Christmas. These are communities, not municipalities, so they're governed by the county. I was out here last night. I know, last night, weird for your morning anchor to say that, but out here last night, actually right here, over at the Taft Community Center, located on Orange Avenue at 4th Street. And I was hanging out here last night with a lot of the residents, and they had an event with District 3 Orange County Commissioner Myra Uribe and Orange County Sheriff John Mina. And wow, this truck going right through the red as it was flashing there on these tracks. We're gonna stop. Thank you for the other arm going down there. Got a little nervous, but obviously safety. Should always be paying attention to railroad tracks, even in community areas. Once the lights start flashing, that's when you're required to stop. Not when the arms go down. The second that those lights start flashing, you are required to stop your vehicle. We stopped well before those arms went down because you know what? You just never know. I don't know why that Corolla on the other side's all confused trying to do a U-turn. But look how fast these trains come in. And then people think, I'm going to beat the train. You going to beat that? I'm not going to beat that. And even if I'm in the right, who loses? You do. You lose. Even if you were in the right. And the lights come off and we're good to go. All right. Gotta love it. So we're out here talking this morning about big trucks, little roads. And you can see right here as we're cruising on 4th Street this morning, there's two different portions of 4th Street. One on the east side of Orange Avenue and one on the west side. Currently, we're on the west side of Orange Avenue on 4th Street. This area has a lot of industrial businesses, but on the north side of 4th Street, it's covered with nothing but residential areas. Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne. So you can see this small little stretch. Now, also, I noticed something when I was out here earlier. These businesses dumping trash on the sides of the road. Now, Avenue A here, although not a major road, this is a public road, and this is unacceptable. Unacceptable out here. If you're a business and you're contributing to this problem, you deserve to be clowned publicly. So it's all about getting results. I want you guys to know, the community of Taft, I called your commissioner while I was out here checking out the area, and she's having some people come out and clean that up. That's getting results. Thank you, Orange County Commissioner Myra Uribe. Once I saw that driving, I was like, are you kidding me? I've never seen that just out in the road like that before. So we got to get that cleaned up. I guarantee that will be gone within 24 hours. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, guys, and that's what it's about. But what we're seeing out here this morning, small roads, like I said, big vehicles. Why? The west portion, let me get my bearings here for a second. So I'm now headed northbound. That's going to be west. That's east. All right. So the west portion of 4th Street are for trucks. Why do I say that? Because it is a truck route for some of the businesses. They're told to go ahead and enter this area because of the industrial, excuse me, that was Avenue E, because of the industrial companies that are here. You got a lot of junkyards, big warehouses, things like that, people dropping equipment off. So they're allowed on the west side of 4th Street. And you can see here, large vehicle transporter, dropping some vehicles off, things like that. This is okay. Some things you got to make sure you're paying attention to. Speed limit, 35 miles an hour, even for a big vehicle or small vehicle. But this is where a lot of things start changing. You see a sign here that says through truck route, meaning they want the vehicles to continue. And then there are signs here that say do not stop on the track. So if you're a large semi vehicle crossing over these tracks, not going to be the smartest thing to do, especially if you don't have any room. I have room, so we're going to move over. I'm going to brake, and we're going to stop. Hopefully the car behind me does the same and allows some space. Look at that. That vehicle doing what they're supposed to be doing, leaving clearance for the railroad tracks, stopping at the stop bar, not completing. Although the tracks aren't down, why are they not continuing? What do I always say? You cannot start a traffic maneuver unless you can complete it. This would be the same thing in the median. How many times a driver gets stuck in the median, they're like, ugh, or trying to make a left turn, ugh, and they don't know what to do. Is the sign when your brain twitches, just so you guys know here on True Perceive on Patrol. That driver behind us, although the rail tracks aren't down, there is a danger present, so you're not going to cross, right? You can't complete it, you keep yourself right there. So now we're at 4th Street at what I'm calling the center portion, the divider, right here at Orange Avenue. So if you are a large truck, a semi-truck, a car hauler, and you weigh 10 tons or more, 20,000 pounds or more, you would not be permitted on the east side of 4th Street. There's no sign that says no trucks allowed, but there is a sign on the other side of the roadway here on the right shoulder that says weight limit 10 tons. Now for you, if you're watching this at home, you probably don't have a 10-ton vehicle parked in your driveway. But this is what we're out here talking about. These trucks that decide not to pay attention to larger vehicles. So my truck drivers, it's not the ticket you want. My CDL drivers, what am I talking? Commercial driver's license, CDL. You guys work so hard to get that license. There's so many rules, so much money. The tickets you guys get can take that CDL away. If they come with points, you can't remove those points off your driver's license. That's something that stays there on a CDL, unless a judge does that. So everything is working against you, but your responsibilities are bigger than even mine here inside Results One. So when I was at this event last night with the sheriff and the commissioner, a few of the concerns were we're out here on 4th Street and the trucks not obeying a lot of the signs and the speed and things like that. And that's what got me to come out here. So what have we noticed so far? I have not noticed a truck violation yet on the east side of 4th, but on the west side, there are a lot of movement going on. So you have to make sure you're paying attention. Those stop signs are even more important. So as we cruise here east on 4th, we just crossed off of Orange Avenue, boom, weight limit 10 tons, excuse me. So that would be the sign limiting the traffic movement for larger vehicles here. You don't need a sign that says no trucks allowed. You need a sign that's already posted there that says weight limit 10 tons. So if a semi truck is coming through here on the east side of 4th Street, they're wrong. And they could be cited for that. A lot of people were complaining. Now, your complaints usually go to the lowest level, the most visible person. Your elected sheriff, your elected commissioner. But a lot of people don't know kind of the meat and potatoes of what makes the meal, right? The meal being the rules. So all these traffic signs out here, they're not implemented or governed primarily by your local government. Let me say that again. The traffic signs, the speed limit signs, your county government, your local sheriff cannot just make that decision and say, change them. A study has to happen. You guys know this. With me as your traffic expert, we've talked about how studies work. We've gone and Trooper Steve on patrols and showed up and been like, all right, cool, this needs work. And then 6 months later, they change the signage. Why? Because the Florida Department of Transportation, your traffic plans got to come out. They have to look at it. They have to study it. Is there actually a problem? And then they have to come up with a solution. So just because that one person on the block, we all got him, is the vocal person, which, hey, I appreciate a squeaky wheel, I like to call it, because squeaky wheels get the oil. But it takes time. So step one is vocalizing the complaint, but we got to work through the process, right? So yes, the enforcement component, the sheriff indicated last night that if you see issues, contact them, their traffic department. I know so many of the traffic guys with the Orange County, they would want nothing else than to be directed where to go to stop a problem. And that's up to you guys. So let's head back on 4th Street here. As we're cruising out here this morning, it is so nice. We haven't seen any major issues, but then again, our streams do limit us on traffic involvement. I'm okay with that, really. I would hate to be in the muck of it all. But the big takeaway on a lot of this is obviously knowing the rules of the road. If you observe violations or issues, then report them. If you live in a community and you're seeing a consistent traffic issue, no one knows about it until the proper authorities are notified. So you contacting your local, I thought that was a stop sign there for some reason. You contacting your local authorities kind of helps out. This truck, a little big, but I don't think it's over the 10-ton limit. You got to think, guys, 10 tons. We're talking over 20,000 pounds of machinery. So our key takeaways from this. Anytime you're on a local road, you need to be paying attention. Obviously, pedestrians, bicyclists, dog walkers, children, unpredictable, right? But as a truck driver, your job is to read every sign out there. I don't care how big, small, or whatever it says, because you have rules to follow that I don't and that our viewers don't have to follow. As a car, we can almost go everywhere. Just because it says no truck doesn't mean you're not limited. Weight limits do apply. And it's not just because of noise and things like that. It's safety concerns, truly. Quality of the road, infrastructure, things like that. And that's what they're trying to ultimately protect. We're going to take one last trip out here on the west side of 4th Street and go over the railroad tracks one more time. You can see it gets pretty busy out here with the intermingling of cars and semi-trucks. There's a lot. Large truck here trying to cross. They will ultimately, once we clear. But these are huge semi-trucks dropping things off on 2-lane roads. And you can see cars parked wherever they want to be parked. I'm not saying they're illegally parked because they're on private property, but this is rather messy. This can be rather confusing. So ultimately, making sure you're paying attention. Truck drivers, making sure you're as far to the shoulder as you possibly can is the ultimate goal. So guys, nice and simple. I'm glad we got a question coming in. Let's see what the question says. Hold on, leave that up for me, Penny, one more time so I could pull over and I can read that safely here. So let's pull on over. Fire that up for me one more time. And I lost the signal there. All right. What about vehicle equipment issues, illegal muffler issues in areas? Can law enforcement tackle that, or is that a losing battle? All right. Mufflers, exhaust. So anything modified from its original manufacturer is considered a modified exhaust and is illegal. So if you do have an exhaust that is emitting a sound that it did not leave the manufacturer, then it is ticketable, meaning it's a non-moving violation, it's equipment violation. Oh my gosh! Oh, that semi, whoa, baby, we almost just saw a collision right there. Keep in mind, guys, these semi-trucks, even at 40, 30 miles an hour, it takes them time to stop. You can't just pull out in front of these guys. Whoa, that was close. I wish we would have saw that, but pucker factor, ladies and gentlemen, full pucker factor. But no, Alan. So if you're in your neighborhood, a residential neighborhood, and this is constant, it could be a street racing issue. It could be an exhibition of speed issue. I'd contact your local law enforcement. Let them know, hey, look, I know this sounds ridiculous, but every day, this time, overnight, whatever it may be, I've got this car. It's just going crazy with the exhaust. Notify them. Is it priority? No. Will it end up on someone's list? Absolutely. They drive me crazy too. I used to write tickets for it, for the absurd stuff. People who sound like they got a Folgers coffee can on the back of their Honda Civic moving at 5 miles an hour, and it's like the NASA space shuttle getting ready to land. I feel your pain. I don't know why drivers do it, but stop doing it. It is ticketable. Thanks, Alan, for the question. Anytime you guys got questions like this, shoot them to me. We have an amazing group of people. Penny there got in my ear and was like, Steve, Alan's got a question. And we popped it right up and we're able to talk about it. So, key takeaways from our stream. Just because a portion of the roadway allows trucks does not mean the other side of the roadway does. You have to pay attention to signage. Signage can change depending on the location of the roadway. Half of it could be industrial, the other portion could be limited to just residential, and the truck route could be different. As drivers, you should also understand that you live in an industrial area and there are bigger vehicles that weigh more, and it takes some time to stop. When they're pulled over on the side of the road, they could be out dropping equipment or loading equipment. You have to be aware of your surroundings. For my CDL drivers, for my commercial truck drivers, the standard is higher for you. Is it fair? You dang straight it is. You're driving a vehicle that is sometimes 3 to 4 times the size of an average consumer vehicle. You have to pay attention. The vehicles aren't the problem. Drivers are the problem. And if we can fix how we're acting, it'll be safer out there. So guys, I appreciate you joining me on the stream today. Super simple. I love Taft. And you guys seem to really, really like News 6. Yesterday at the event, I think the commissioner was a little like, man, Steve, people are here to see you or us. And I was like, I guess the powerful News 6 has got it going on. You are not going to want to miss tomorrow's stream, guys. I'm excited for Penny to join me on this because she has not. But we are headed to St. Cloud tomorrow for the ultimate water gun battle with the St. Cloud Police Department and a youth camp, and I cannot wait for it. I'm going to be soaked head to toe. 10 o'clock tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Stay dry, stay hydrated, and please drive safely. I'll talk to you guys later.